doesn't see that I can't help it.
Go away, don't tell me that.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
It was just like you said.
Can I get a drink here?
If you have gold, you can even eat here if you like.
And how's business going?
Ah, don't remind me. Lord Andre is serving free beer at the Gallows Square. Hardly anybody comes here now, except for the rich people from the upper quarter.
What's wrong with them?
Yeah, some of those swells could really get on your nerves. Take that Valentino, for instance. I can't stand the sight of him. But I can't pick my customers. I need every coin I can make. What little I had managed to save has been stolen, along with all my silver.
You've been robbed?
Yep, some time ago. It was still rather crowded that night, and I was doing the rounds serving beer. I wasn't gone long from behind the counter, but it was long enough for those bastards. I went to see the militia about it, but they couldn't find a thing, of course. Yeah. They prefer to get plastered on free beer.
Tell me about the missing townspeople.
I heard that a lot of them went missing down by the harbor. Small wonder with all that's going on down there. Even Thorben, the carpenter in the lower part of town, has lost his apprentice. Hakon, one of the merchants in the marketplace, had an especially strange tale to tell. He said that there was this feller that he used to bump into every day, and then suddenly he vanished off the face of the earth. He even went to see the militia about it. Townspeople all pretty much panicked after that. I don't know what to make of it. I think it's all nonsense. Corinthus is a rough city, and many dangers lurk outside her gates. Those who don't stay within the city walls will be attacked by bandits or eaten by wild animals. Yeah, it's that simple.
What is it with this Valentino?
He's filthy rich and has no need to work. And he brags about it to everybody, whether you want to hear it or not. He drinks a lot and always stays until the end, and then early in the morning he totters back to the upper quarter. It's the same every day.
What do I have to do to get into the upper quarter?
Well, you need to be a citizen of the town. Go find some work, preferably with a craftsman in the lower part of town. That'd make you a citizen. Well, and if that's still not enough, go talk to Lord Andre at the barracks. Maybe he'll let you join the city guard. They can go into the upper quarter, too.
Show me your wares.
That's been known a long time.
These are bad times.
I've got no time for things like that.
Where did you pick that up then?
Never change.
These are bad times.
I used to say that myself.
It can't go on like this forever. That was obvious all along.
That's what I've always said.
I'm staying out of it.
Taking so long. I'd have done it differently.
He'd better shut up.
That was no big deal.
It was just like you said.
Well, what have we here?
Have you no manners? That's disgusting. Oh, is this filthy rabble. Haven't you a job where you ought to be? But I suppose no one would miss a down-at-heel fellow like you, hey? Well, if you had as much gold as I do, you wouldn't have to work either. But you'll never be that rich.
I see I'm gonna have lots of fun with you. I asked you who you are.
I am Valentino the Handsome, bon vivant and ladies' man. Poor in cares, rich in wisdom and gold, and the women throw themselves at me. If you have problems, keep them. I don't need them.
No, that isn't true.
Looks like I'm gonna have to teach you some manners.
Doesn't matter to me. Thrash me all you want. When I get up tomorrow, I'll be fine again. But you'll have to run around with that mug of yours for life.
That's the truth.
Do you have anything else to tell me?
Make yourself popular. Never promise anything to anyone. Take what you can, and watch out that you don't get into a quarrel with the militia. Or with jealous husbands, of course. They're the worst, let me tell you.
Do you have anything else to tell me?
I've told you everything you need to know. The rest is up to you.
What with?
You don't have to tell me that. That was quite obvious. That's all just gossip.
He simply talks too much.
I'm staying out of it.
New in the city, huh?
first I've heard
I'm
of it.
Brian. I'm Master Harriet's apprentice.
I don't believe that.
What's it like to be the smith's apprentice?
Why do you ask? You want to be my successor?
Maybe.
Why
He's
not?
right.
I'm almost done with my apprenticeship, and then I'm gonna leave the city.
Enough trouble
But
as
not
it is.
because of Harriet. He is a good master.
That's
I've
not
learned a
what he
lot
said.
from him.
Why do you want to leave this town?
Because the people here are getting on my nerves above all the other masters. I still remember what a fuss it was getting accepted as an apprentice with Harriet.
You don't say.
Really, every one of them jokers had something to say about it. I want to decide for myself who I can or can't take as an apprentice.
Who are the other masters?
Well, there's Thorpen the carpenter, Bosper the bowmaker, Constantino the alchemist, and Matteo. He sells armor, but first of all, he's a merchant. All the masters have their houses here on the street, and Constantino's shop is in the underpass to the temple.
He'd better shut up.
Tell me more about Master Harad.
He's not in a very good mood right now. A few days
I
ago,
don't
the
believe
paladins came and ordered him to forge some swords for them. They've even forbidden him to sell swords to anyone else. Now he slaves day and night to finish the job as quickly as possible.
I've heard a thing or two.
Can I buy weapons from you?
Not really, I'm merely an assistant. The weapons that are made in this smithy are collected by the militia and taken to the towers where they're stored. But if it has anything to do with forging, maybe I can help you.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
What can I get from you?
I can sell you some steel billets.
You really didn't deserve that.
Who says things like that?
That will never change. Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
How's it going?
You're not from around here, are you? Never mind, neither am I.
Where did you hang around before?
In the woods, hunting scavengers and wolves, together with some hunters. But I gave it up. These are dangerous times. There's a lot of riffraff running around out there.
I don't believe that.
Where can I find the other hunters?
We had our camp outside near the tavern halfway to Onar's farm.
Really?
But
How
I don't know
interesting.
whether there's anyone left in the camp now. There used to be 2 of us here in town until a few days ago. My
Really?
friend
How
Trokar
interesting.
is an excellent hunter.
It was just like you
Bosper said you used to work for him.
Yes, I did,
That's
but he was only
amazing.
interested in his blasted hides. I told him how dangerous it's gotten out there. He didn't really listen to me. Well,
wait,
anyway,
don't
he
tell me.
paid well. I can't complain about that.
Can you tell me anything else about him?
Bosper had one of his bows stolen recently in broad daylight. Some guy just waltzed into his store, took a bow, and
Someone's
left.
gotta do
The
the work.
thieves are getting more and more brazen.
Don't say you didn't know that.
Can you teach me something about hunting?
I can teach you how to sneak properly and how to handle a bow.
I've heard a thing or two.
So, where is your friend Trokar now?
Always say.
Well, it's a curious story. Only a few days ago, we were both standing at the bar in Corrigan's
Really? How
Tavern,
interesting.
discussing the hunt. Don't ask me what happened next. I had had a few by then. I vaguely remember Trokar saying that he was going out to get a few swamp weed reefers. He never came back.
And it's going to get even worse.
Where does one get swamp weed reefers?
I've heard
Somewhere down at the harbor, as far as I know.
Really? How interesting.
Didn't you go looking for him?
No, but I reported it to the militia.
as it is.
But they haven't been able to find him yet.
I won't tell
I hope he didn't get attacked by a wolf, or worse. I'm afraid that I'll stumble over his body someday when I'm out hunting. I don't think I could bear that.
Where did you pick that up then?
Why don't we go hunting together?
Really? How interesting.
With 2, it isn't so dangerous, that's true. Do you know anything about hunting then? I mean, do you know how to skin an animal?
Yes.
All right, but I want to see 50 gold pieces. For that, you can keep the skins and sell them to Bosper. That's a fair deal, isn't it?
Don't say you didn't.
Here they are.
Honestly, I would list it myself.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Who says things like that?
I've heard a thing or two.
It's typical, isn't it?
Where did you pick that
That's
up
another
then?
secret.
That's really not my
How
problem.
strange. It seems to me that I have met you before, traveler.
I
Well,
might have gone about it.
great are the mysteries of time and space.
Everybody knows by
Oh,
now.
please forgive my rudeness, son of patience. I have not even greeted you yet. Welcome, friend.
If I hadn't seen it with
Take
my
a seat
own
on my humble rugs and enjoy a pipe
Nothing
in peace.
surprises me anymore.
Who are you?
My
eyes, I
name
thought you said.
is Abu Jin ibn Jadir ibn Omar Khalid bin Haji al-Sharidi. I am a seer and a prophet, an astrologer and a purveyor of
I've gone
tobacco.
about it differently.
What kind of tobacco do you offer?
My pipes are filled with spicy, refreshing apple tobacco. Help yourself whenever you want,
Don't tell this to
son of
anyone.
adventure.
Do you have other tobacco as well?
I offer only the very best tobacco.
And it works.
This
okay,
apple
too.
blend is a symphony from my homeland,
There's
the
nothing
Southern
you can do
Isles.
about it.
But of course, I'm always open to trying
I
a
will tell
different sort of tobacco. If somebody should succeed
But no,
in
you
producing
said you knew better.
a really good tobacco,
How's that done?
That better
start with my apple tobacco as a basis, and then try combining it with another ingredient. This is done
Who says
at an
things like that?
alchemist's bench, provided you know the
Might have
essentials
gone
of
about it
alchemy.
differently.
He simply
Where can I get
talks
apple
too much.
tobacco?
I shall give you 2 portions.
Bad business.
It is up to you, in your wisdom, to do with them
You don't say.
whatever you want. If you crave more, then direct your steps
surprise me.
towards Zuris, the master of potions.
And it's gonna
He
get
produces
even
this
worse.
tobacco, and he sells it too.
Will it ever change?
Can you make me a prophecy?
My services are yours for a modest fee. Oh, father of
Surprises
generosity.
me anymore.
How much do you want?
For a paltry 25 coins. I shall risk a glance through time for
Not
you.
what I heard.
But remember, the future is always uncertain. All I can do is glimpse some
I'm not
fragments of
telling you
time.
anything new.
Tell me about the future.
Don't tell me that.
All right, seeker of knowledge.
Do you
I
really
shall now
believe that?
enter a state of trance. Are you
It's an
ready?
open secret.
I've been
Orcs.
gone a long time.
They are guarding an entry, an old tunnel, the Valley of Mines. Men in shining armor.
Isn't it?
A magician. Your friend
I'm not
is
telling
with
you
them.
anything new.
He is waiting
Who
for
says
you.
things like that?
Fire! An attack!
But no, he
A
insisted he knew better.
mighty creature.
I don't
The
believe
flames,
that.
many shall die.
See that?
What is that?
Don't tell this to anyone.
A city.
Will it
Ruins.
ever change?
Quarhodron in
It's not what I
Jarkandar.
heard.
He is summoned.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Quarhodron in
Really?
Jarkandar. I'm sorry.
About it differently.
The vision is over. There's nothing more I can
Simply
see.
talks too much.
Can you make me another prophecy?
That's all
Oh,
just gossip.
son of the mysterious future.
He
It
simply
is not within
talks
my
too
power
much.
to live the veil of time. Only when time sends me another omen shall I be able to see for you again.
When will that be?
When the future has become present and you
Had better
have continued your journey.
I never knew that.
Hear ye, inhabitants of
That's
Corinus.
an open secret.
By the security measures for the guards on the gates are
Go away.
That was obvious all along.
And what are you doing here?
I'm a novice from the monastery. I run errands for the magicians and also the paladins. I have provided the 3 innkeepers in the city with wine from the monastery.
Who are the 3 innkeepers?
One of them is the good man here behind the bar. Then there is Kerrigan, who has his tavern on the Temple Square, and Cardiff, the owner of the tavern in the Harbor District.
That's not what my husband thinks.
What can you tell me about the monastery?
We novices seek enlightenment in prayer to Innos and learn the principles of faith from the magicians. We serve them as we serve Innos and prepare ourselves for the union with the fire.
That's what I've always said.
Well, take me to the monastery.
Forget it. Do you know how many creatures I had to evade on the way? When I think of all those bloodflies, wolves, and goblins, I'm glad that I don't have to leave here anymore. Besides, you can't enter the monastery anyway.
Why not?
Entrance is only permitted to magicians, paladins, and novices.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
How can I become a novice?
If a man feels the deep desire,
Hey, just tell me what the conditions are.
you need the offerings, a sheep and 1,000 gold pieces.
How am I supposed to get that much gold?
Since you obviously don't know anyone who would pay that for you, you'll simply have to go to work.
Where can I find a sheep?
From the farmers, of course. But you won't get one for nothing.
Can't keep anything to himself.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus.
Hey, what's
By the
up?
explicit
Yeah,
order
as long
of
as
the
the
Honorable Lord
Paladins don't
Hagen,
have any
the
new
following
assignments
decree
for
is
me, I
hereby
can have
enacted.
myself a couple of
Due
beers
to the
here.
general situation, the
What more
forest
could you
and
ask?
wilderness near the
You're
city
working
are
for the
to be avoided
Paladins?
for your own
Yeah,
protection.
I report to them
Furthermore,
on the situation
any
in the
contact
city.
with the rebelling
At the
peasantry in the
moment,
surrounding areas
everything is
is
quiet.
strictly forbidden.
How are things with the orcs?
No reason to worry. We in the city guard and the paladins have everything under control. Go home and let us do our work.
Everybody knows.
Watching over the town and its citizens. Oh,
Nobody will learn anything.
Would you like another beer?
there's nothing better than a cool ale.
That's been known a long time.
Don't tell this to anyone.
You were about to say something about the orcs.
Oh, yeah, right. The orcs are absolutely no threat to the city.
Doesn't surprise me.
They're stuck in the Valley of Mines, and the pass is held by the paladins.
Never would have thought of that
Not
himself.
even a meat bug could get through there.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Would you like another beer?
It's really not my
Well,
problem.
I won't say no to a decent pint.
It's a bad business.
They've even spotted an orc outside of town.
Yeah, right. The dangerous orc outside the city. A real monster of an
These are
orc.
bad
Well, he's
times.
bound to attack the city soon. Listen,
That was obvious all
we'll
along.
kick that fat orc in his
Don't tell this
fat
to anyone.
ass if he comes too close to the city.
He never would have thought
Got
of
it.
that himself.
I see.
You don't say.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus.
What
By
are you
the
doing
explicit
here?
order of
I
the
wouldn't
Honorable
know
Lord
how that
Hagen,
is any
the
of your
following
business.
decree is
Get
hereby
lost.
enacted. By reason of the imminent danger of an attack by
Hey,
orcs,
come closer.
each inhabitant of
Take
the
a
city
break and have
is
a
to
sip of
prepare
cool
himself
beer.
accordingly.
Lord Andre is springing for a few
Everyone
barrels
is
of
to
free
begin
beer.
training in the skills of combat immediately and to arm himself
These
appropriately.
are bad times.
He doesn't see
Don't
that.
bother me, I'm on duty.
But that's terrible.
Will it ever change?
He had better.
He can't keep anything to himself.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
That's an open secret.
What do you want? I'm not giving anything away.
He'd better shut up.
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you gonna sign up?
Who says things like that? Someone's gotta do the work. And it's going to get even worse.
I want to sign up with you as an apprentice.
With me? No! I have already had the dubious pleasure once of grappling with an apprentice. That's quite enough for me. I invested several years in his education, and in the end, the poor fool up and poisoned himself. Go sign up with one of the other masters.
I want to sign up with one of the other masters.
You have come to ask my approval? As far as I'm concerned, you can sign up with whoever you like.
Can I sell you some herbs?
If you have any to offer.
I want to sign up with one of the other masters.
You have come to ask my...
Show me your wares.
Someone's got to do the work. That's an open secret.
I've heard a thing or two.
That's not what my husband thinks.
It was just like you said.
That's what I've always said.
That doesn't surprise me.
Wait a minute. I am Hacker, the weapons dealer. Every man should carry a weapon these days, especially when venturing outside of the city walls.
Tell me more about the area around the city.
It's gotten too dangerous out there, because of the bandits for one thing, and also on account of wild beasts. Even the animals don't seem to get enough to eat in these crappy times. They're venturing closer to the city all the time.
Will it ever change?
Do you know anything about the Paladins?
Yes. Those guys are ruining my business. All you can buy in this entire town is a short sword at most. They've helped themselves to anything that's longer than 1.5 feet. In return, I now get to live in the hotel free of charge.
It's gonna get even worse.
Where do you get your weapons from?
Harad the smith has been my supplier up to now. Now all he does is make stuff for the Paladins. He works for those guys day and night like a madman, without pay. He thinks it's his duty. All I can offer you now is my remaining stock.
That's been known a long time.
What do you know about the disappearances of the citizens of Corinus?
I have seen many pass through the eastern city gate. Some of those who came I had never seen before in my life. And many of those who went out never came back. But what happened the other day was really quite strange. There was this fellow who came here. I think his name is Joe. He bragged that he would soon come into some serious money. He claimed that he knew how to get into one of the city towers, where the militia keep their arms. I haven't seen him since, even though I used to bump into him around the same time every day. I reported this to the militia. I thought that maybe he had been caught and thrown into the dungeon, but Lord Andre had no idea what I was talking about. He didn't even know the fella.
What do you know about the bandits?
What do I know about them? They robbed me on my way to the city, and I'm not the only one. They've been up to their tricks for quite a while. The militia tried to track them down, but without any success.
Do you know who in the militia took part in the search?
The fellow's name is Pablo. He and a few others went looking for the bandits, but they didn't find them.
Do you know where I can find Pablo?
He patrols around the city. You'll find him either at the Temple Square or in the lower part of town.
Where did they hold you up?
Near Akil's farm. Just go out of the city gate from here. Follow the road to the right. After a while, you'll get to a few steps. The bastards came from there. I bet they have their hideout back there in the woods.
I'll deal with it.
What? You want to take on the bandits? By yourself? You're quite a good fighter, huh?
How much is the matter worth to you?
That's a dangerous business. Well, it's all right with me. I'll pay you 100 gold pieces if you defeat the bandits.
I never knew that.
Show me your wares.
Someone's gonna do the work.
I'm not telling you anything.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit
Hey, you! One more thing.
Listen, kid. I've got important things to do right now. We'll talk again later, got it?
These are bad times.
But he knew that all along.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
He didn't get that from me.
I don't believe that.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Who says things like that?
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
That's not what I heard.
Innos be with you, stranger. What brings you to me?
I've got an important message for Lord Hagen.
Well, you stand before one of his men. What is this about?
It's about a sacred artifact, the Eye of Innos.
The Eye of Innos. I have never heard of it, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. If there truly is an artifact of this name, only the highest members of our order would know anything about it. In any case,
That's why I have to talk to Lord Hagen himself.
Lord Hagen receives only paladins, or those who are in the service to paladins. It is beneath his dignity to waste his time with members of the common folk.
I want to take up service with the paladins.
Good. I can well use every able man here, no matter what his reasons for joining us. If you place yourself in the service of the paladins, I shall help you get an audience with Lord Hagen. However, I have my orders only to accept citizens of the town into the militia. My commander is afraid that spies or saboteurs could sneak in. He wants to limit the risk this way. Therefore, you must first be a citizen of the town. Whether this rule makes sense or not is disputable, but orders are orders.
Why are you paladins in town?
The goals of our mission are secret. I can only tell you that there is no danger for the citizens of the town. You need not worry.
Wait a minute. What should I expect with the militia?
Let me make one thing clear. To be a soldier of the militia means much more than strolling through the city in a uniform. It is a dirty and even bloody job. Once you are one of us, a great deal of work will be waiting for you. But it is worth it. Besides the pay, you might someday have the chance of becoming a holy warrior of Innos.
Is there a faster way to join you?
You're really serious about this, aren't you? Good. Listen, I have a problem. If you solve it for me, I shall see to it that you are accepted into the militia. But the most important thing is, you must not breathe a word of it to anyone.
What's your problem?
Recently, there have been a number of thefts in the city. Thus far, we have not been able to capture anyone. The thieves are simply too skillful. The scum know their business. I'm sure that we're dealing with an organized gang. It would not amaze me if there were a thieves' guild in Corinus. Find the leaders of the gang and hunt them down. Then I shall see to it that you are accepted into the militia, regardless of whether or not you are a citizen. But you must say nothing about our agreement.
Where should I start looking for the thieves?
If I knew that, I'd go there myself. I can only tell you this much. We recently turned the entire harbor district upside down and found nothing. Absolutely nothing. The people there are not very talkative, particularly if you wear the armor of a paladin. But you are an outsider. They will not distrust you so quickly. You could ask around the harbor first, but be careful. If the people there realize that you are working for the paladins, you will learn nothing.
What should I do once I've found one of the thieves?
If it's a matter of a lackey, a henchman, or some small fry, it would be best if you avoid a fight. You should rather come to me and report. I shall then see to it that the fellow winds up behind bars. The city guard could intervene in an open battle, and you would not have the opportunity of explaining to them what is going on. Furthermore, there is a bounty for every rotten apple you put behind bars. However, if you locate the leader's hideout, well, then you probably won't be able to avoid a fight.
Hey, you!
Out and about so early? I'm usually alone at this time of day. But since you're already here, you might as well learn something. So pay attention. You can deceive some opponents if you dodge their blows and attack at the right moment. Remember that in your next fight.
How's your duty?
Oh, these boys swing their swords like farmers. But when I'm done with them, every single one of them will be a tough, hard bastard.
What's it like with the militia?
Lord Andre is our commander now. The militia used to report to the governor. He had no idea what we do here. But Lord Andre knows what he's doing. He takes good care of the men. Everyone who starts here gets some decent armor and a good weapon. And there are bonuses if you've done a good job. He pays a bounty for every criminal captured.
Can you also train me in sword fighting?
Lord Andre has ordered that we train everyone who is in a position to defend the city. But that's only true for combat training. All other kinds of training are reserved for the militia. Can you at least halfway handle a weapon?
I think so.
All right, you can start when you're ready.
What are the advantages of one- or two-handed weapons?
Quite simple. With a one-handed weapon, you're faster. That can be a considerable advantage in battle. Two-handed weapons are more ponderous. You have to fight with foresight, but you can do a lot more damage when you're hit.
Where should I start, with one-handed or two-handed weapons?
That's entirely up to you. If you specialize in only one type of weapon, you automatically learn the other at the same time. If, for instance, you're good at fighting with one-handed swords, but still a beginner with two-handed weapons, your two-handed skills will go up as well whenever you train with a one-hander. In that case, the training is more exhausting than if you train with both types of weapons. Just start and you'll soon see what I'm talking about.
Let's begin with the training.
All the citizens of this city who have martial skills at their disposal